Good day, everyone. Today, we will be discussing Asian regionalism. Our focus will be on understanding the difference between regionalization and globalization, identifying the factors leading to a greater integration of the Asian region, and analyzing how different Asian states confront the challenges of globalization and regionalization. First, let's define regionalism. Regionalism means cooperation among countries in the same area to solve common problems and achieve shared goals. So for example, imagine countries in Southeast Asia facing frequent typhoons. So for example, the Philippines is facing frequent typhoons or pagkasunod-sunod nga bagyo or any disasters. Instead nga ang Pilipinas will be handling it alone. To make the recovery faster and more effective, the neighboring countries will help the Philippines to recover or to handle the problem. So now, let's move on to Asian regionalism. This is regionalism applied in Asia. So we already talked about what regionalism is, and Asian regionalism talks about the regionalism in a specific place, which is Asia. So, Asian regionalism is the cooperation and integration of Asian countries to achieve shared goals in areas like trade, security, culture, and politics within the region. It is also a collaboration among Asian nations to address common challenges and promotes regional growth and unity. Here are some key examples of Asian regionalism. First is ASEAN, or Association of Southeast Asian Nations. So, unsay pasabot ani? Southeast Asian countries like the Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Vietnam, they cooperate in trade, tourism, cultural exchange, and more. So, for example, kitang mga Filipino, we can travel to many Southeast Asian countries without a visa. So, in this way, we are promoting tourism, trade, or even cultural exchange and more. Another example is SAARC, or the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. This includes countries like India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and more. So, ang main goal sa SAARC is to fight poverty, hunger, and low development in South Asia by encouraging member countries to work together. So, example nga ni kaning nga mga countries, they share agricultural research to improve food security. And also, they conduct joint programs for education, health, and women's empowerment. So, the last example is the BRI, or the Belt and Road Initiative led by China. So, this is a massive project that focuses on building roads, railways, ports, and trade routes to connect Asia with Africa and Europe. So, for example, ang country nga China, they help build railways in Southeast Asia like the high-speed train in Laos, which makes trade and travel easier and faster. Ports are being developed in countries like Pakistan and Sri Lanka, which strengthens shipping and trade across regions. Roads and economic zones are also being developed to allow smoother transport of goods and services. So, the purpose of BRI, or the Belt and Road Initiative, is to strengthen economic ties and make trade easier not only within Asia, but also between Asia and the rest of the world. And now, I will be sharing insights about the difference between regionalization versus globalization. So, the first aspect is cooperation. In regionalization, we see regional cooperation. This means countries within the same region work together. So, for example, the Southeast Asian countries, they share resources during disasters. So, they help each other when it comes to handling a certain problem. On the other hand, globalization, we see worldwide cooperation. This means that countries all over the world coordinate. So, meaning to say, tanang countries sa tibuok kalibutan will coordinate or cooperate to each other in handling or tackling a certain problem. So, for example, United Nations tackling climate change. Next aspect is economic focus. In regionalization, we see self-sufficiency. This means that regions try to rely more on each other to reduce dependence on outsiders. So for example, ASEAN Free Trade Area lowers tariffs within the Southeast Asia region. Sa globalization, we see interdependence. This means that economies across the world depend on each other. So for example, ang mga products nga gikan sa US, Europe, or any other countries like electronics or gadgets, equipments are being exported to the Philippines or to any other country. Next aspect is scope. In regionalization, we see regional scope, meaning to say, limited only to countries within a certain area. So for example, South Asian countries cooperating to SAAR. On globalization, we see global scope. This means this covers the entire world. So for example, the World Trade Organization regulating international trade. The next aspect is decision making. In regionalization, we see decentralized decisions, meaning to say, regions make their own policies and agreements based on local needs. So for example, the ASEAN makes its own rules about trade or security. On globalization, we see centralized decisions. This means decisions are often guided by global institutions. So for example, International Monetary Fund or IMF or World Bank setting conditions for loans. So example na siya. So the last aspect is culture. In regionalization, we see cultural preservation. So from the word itself, it means that it helps protect local traditions and identifies within the region. So for example, the ASEAN promotes Southeast Asian cultural exchanges to maintain heritage. So sa globalization, we see cultural homogenization. So we already discussed this. This means cultures become more alike due to global influence. So for example, K-pop, Western fast food chains, and Hollywood movies dominating the world.
Factors leading to integration in Asia. So we have economic goals, technology, security needs, and cultural ties. So economic goals. Asian countries pursue integration to strengthen their economies through trade liberalization, investment opportunities, and regional cooperation. Organizations like ASEAN and RCEP aim to reduce tariffs, create larger markets, and attract foreign investors. By working together, countries can achieve sustainable growth, reduce poverty, and increase global competitiveness. And next is technology. Rapid technological advancement encourages collaboration among Asian nations in fields such as digital economy, infrastructure, and innovation. Shared access to modern technology promotes connectivity, boosts productivity, and narrows the development gap. For example, cooperation in 5G, artificial intelligence, and e-commerce helps integrate economies and societies across their region. So next is security needs. Regional integration is also driven by common security concerns such as terrorism, piracy, cyber threats, and territorial disputes. Through collective defense initiatives, joint exercises, and information sharing, Asian countries aim to ensure peace and stability. Security cooperation builds trust and creates a safer environment for economic and political partnerships to thrive. And the last one is cultural ties. Shared history, tradition, and values foster stronger unity among Asian nations. Cultural exchanges, tourism, and education programs enhance mutual understanding and cooperation. These ties reduce conflict, promote inclusivity, and create a sense of belongingness that supports regional solidarity. So some challenges of globalization and regionalization. So globalization challenges, economic inequality, and cultural homogenization. Regionalization challenges, territorial dispute, and unequal development within a region. So how different Asian states confront the challenges? So in economic inequality and cultural homogenization, ASEAN aids economic inequality, less developed members through investment and training. Cultural homogenization, nations promote festivals and heritage to preserve traditions. And so in territorial dispute and unequal development, we solve territorial disputes through dialogue and agreements such as Asian-led negotiations in the South China Sea. Unequal development addressed by funding, training, and infrastructure support for the less developed members.
In conclusion, Asian regionalism serves as a framework for unity, economic cooperation, and cultural preservation within the region, allowing states to collectively address shared concerns. While globalization brings expanded markets, technological exchange, and global connectivity, it also introduces challenges such as inequality and cultural homogenization. By leveraging regionalism, Asian nations can confront these globalization pressures together, resolving disputes through dialogue, supporting balanced development, and safeguarding diverse traditions, ensuring that integration with the world strengthens rather than diminishes the region's identity and stability.